Elden Ring Hot Takes. We're going to be talking about the spiciest, the most toxic hot takes that have ever been made in the history of the Elden Ring fandom. But first, let's go over our tiers. At the bottom, we have milk. It's not spicy at all because it's just milk. Above that, we have Nando's piri piri salt. Just a pinch of spiciness, you may say. Then there's chicken tikka doppiato, a top tier curry that has the perfect balance of spice and flavour. Then there's Doritos roulette. I remember playing this with my friends back in 2012 and being actually scared of losing my life to those devilish crisps. And at the top, we have YouTube 2014 Carolina Reapers. I remember watching my favourite YouTubers eating them as a forfeit, and to this day, I still pray for their lives before I go to sleep, as spontaneously combusting is not just a chance after eating them, it's inevitable. You may be thinking, Babby, there's still one more tier left, how can it get any spicier? And to that I say, this tier isn't spicy, it's pure, toxic goo. Takes that belong in this tier are people's failed attempts of rage baiting me, as there is no way on God's green earth anyone believes in these takes. And thus, it belongs to the Goo Lord. But let's get started with our first take. The open world ruins the replay value. What do you even mean by this? The open world is the replay value. You play the game, explore the area, complete the game, then you start again, maybe try a different build, and it leads you to a new place you haven't seen before, as you need a whole new item set that you haven't used before. But maybe I'm too narrow-minded, so let's do a deep dive into the psychosis of this player. Yes, I think I understand now. I can see how maybe having to travel across the map to find the needed weapon materials can get repetitive, as it's something you have to do every playthrough, and there could be more ways to upgrade your weapon, which doesn't make the game feel like a giant fetch quest. But what's the alternative? If you don't like the open world, do you want it to be linear? How the hell would the game fit all of its bosses and weapons into a linear game without making it unbearably long? Or do you want to remove all of that stuff so it can fit into a linear model? This take has got to go in Carolina Reaper, because I know this player wants Elden Ring to be Dark Souls again, but that's just a theory.
A game theory!
Your first playthrough should be a strength build. This isn't an argument of,
"That's just so easy, only real gamers go strength."
this is a civil debate about how to give a new player the most premium experience when starting out. I remember my first playthrough like it was just yesterday. I was an innocent noob with no previous Souls-like experience, so I chose a sword and shield combo to maximise my defense while also having great offense. But I ended up splitting my points across every attribute because I just wanted to try out the fucking magic! But once I finished the playthrough, I did do a magic build, which I enjoyed, but I'm glad I started off using melee, because you play strength and intelligence completely differently, which has their own pros and cons respectively. But I feel like if you want to try this genre of games, any melee build is optimal to get you addicted to this opium-flavoured franchise. But back to the question, you should choose however you want to play the game, as I am a man that respects free will. But if you were to ask me for my humble opinion, I do think melee is the way, but the question says strength. So this take can go in the microwave with yesterday's chicken tikka doppiato. Dragon fights in Elden Ring are boring.
How dare you come at my beautiful bale, you bastard!
Wait a minute, this guy might actually be cooking! You could be quick to your keyboard leaving death threats in my comment section at this very moment, but before you get to the S itself, hear me out for a sec. Excluding the likes of Bale, Placidusax and Fortisax, what is so fun about these dragons, huh? Absolutely nothing! I guess you get to ride your horse for a bit, but all you bloody do is smack his legs before he dies! What's the difference between all these dragons, huh?
Well, actually, one breathes fire, one breathes that magic,
Yeah, whatever. They all breathe a different element. So what? It changes nothing. They all fight the fucking same, with the same fucking attacks, and there's like 7 of them. This take belongs in Dorito Roulette, as even though it's pretty true, I bet a lot of people will contest it, because remember, it's not all dragons. Elden Ring is a bottom 5 community. Every community has its ups and downs, and Elden Ring is not an exception. There are people who solely exist to call people noobs for using summons, or saying stuff like, "What? You didn't complete the game while limiting yourself to fists, not leveling up, and completing it in an hour? Huh, you're not a real gamer like me." But that really is the extent of it. just no-lifes who equate in-game achievements to any real-life achievement. But to say it's a bottom 5 community is absolutely diabolical. Have you played any online shooter? I go on CS2 and all I hear is, "Fuck you, Blade." I try to play a game of Valorant and all I see is my Jet and Sage noshing each other off in the corner of the map. Don't even get me started on MOBAs. I took a week off playing Deadlock to No Life Path of Exiles, and I come back to get called a n*** in my first 5 minutes of every match. And League of Legends. You can smell a League player through the screen, so don't you dare compare Elden Ring to those cesspits called communities that I may or may not be a part of. This take is going in Carolina Reaper. The shadow of the Erdtree leveling system is peak. What are you smoking? What the hell are you smoking? How the fuck is this shit peak? Okay, having a separate leveling system to the main game is good, but having it be 20 million separate pieces of wood scattered across the map is absolutely terrible. Half the map is just empty nothingness, and then there's just a piece of bark on the floor just sitting there like, "Yeah, I know you want to fight the enemies and that, but my brothers at the other side of the map are just sitting there. And I know you need like 3 of me for 1 level, but I don't really care." Fuck you, Shadow Fragments. My suggestion for a leveling system is that the bosses drop the Shadow Fragments, and the harder the boss, the more you get. But the way that you get it now is such a time waste. This takes getting sacrificed to the Goo Lord, as there is no way people actually think that this leveling system is peak. Elden Ring is the easiest Soulsborne game. From someone who's just played the first 2 Dark Souls games for the first time last year, I've got to say this take is such a 50-50. If you're a new player playing these games for the first time with no outsider help, there is no way in hell that Elden Ring is easier, let alone the easiest. The last boss in Dark Souls 1 has 3 attacks. If I were to get a time machine and bring Elden Ring back to the best Dark Souls player in 2010, they would have a heart attack. How the hell do you even compare the easiness of the Lord of Cinder to Prime Flashbang Radahn? I made that question to answer myself. To play devil's advocate, there are ways to make the game so much easier, like the Mimic Tier and jumping heavies using dual wield. Fuck me, man. And jumping heavies using dual wield arcane blood twin blades. But even though playing through the game with that stuff's a breeze, do you know you have to actually go play the game to get that stuff? You literally have to defeat Radahn to access the Mimic Tier. Ugh. I've literally watched videos of some guy taking no damage from endgame bosses with the correct setup. Okay, this game can be easy, but calling it the easiest is crazy. I'm gonna spin the wheel just to see if it can get on Doritos Roulette. Oh fuck, it's Tika time. And for the final take, I'm gonna make my own, because it's my channel and I can do what I want. The armor system is bad and needs an improvement. Okay, hear me out. I know there's so many armor sets out there that look cool in that, but that's it. That's all it has. It's just a bloody fashion statement. Why when I'm playing a mage build is it so much more beneficial to wear heavy armor over the cool mage robes? Oh yeah, my robes give me no benefit at all. I wish that loads more sets had passive effects, so you would actually have an incentive to use them over the highest protection armor sets. But no, we can't do that, because if you want to roleplay as the wicked Snow Witch, be prepared to get cut in half, as the only thing protecting you from that 12-inch steel slab of a sword is a dainty dress woven by the local seamstress. FromSoft knows they can do it as well. They added the Rakshasa set for God's sake. But anyways, that's my hot take. Let me know where you think it should go, and leave me some of your hot takes in the comment section. Also, if you like my commentary, go check out my Twitch right now, as at the time of me releasing this, I should be streaming my first ever playthrough of Dark Souls 3. That's the end of the video. If you don't see me through the week, I'll see you through the window. Goodbye.